Happy New Year from Bowtie Security Guy. Wanted to do an early video talking about boot camps. I've had a lot of conversations with mentees recently about why I don't recommend boot camps, other things that you can do besides going to a boot camp, and the reasons I just kind of deplore the way that boot camps are run. Many times you'll see boot camps creating a false sense of reality for security inspirees who are looking to get into cybersecurity. They'll say like 100% job placement. I will tell you, some of those places do give you a job after you finish the boot camp. But I will tell you, it's not a job you're going to want. It's a job that comes with some serious, serious things, like penalties for quitting before your first 2 years, money that you'll have to pay back, um, all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's basically you're going to work for an MSP and they're going to burn you to the ground. You're going to be on salary. You're going to be doing 12 to 15 hours a day. And they don't care if you quit because in your contract, it's going to specifically state that if you leave before X amount of time, you owe them $10,000, $20,000. I've unfortunately had mentees who have fallen for this. Whenever you sign an agreement for employment, please, please take the time to read what you're doing, especially if you're new in security. Boot camps are bad for many reasons, but the biggest reason is the rushed education. The human brain is not designed to absorb a ton of information all at once and then be able to retain it. It gives you that false sense of preparedness that you can go in and ace a test or go in and actually do well in a security interview, where if you don't have the basic skills, you will get absolutely decimated. All right, sorry. My hoodie behind me is driving me nuts. It's like keeps popping in and out of video. Um, so let's talk about kind of some of the things like you're not going to have depth. There's normally depth and security knowledge. There's a high cost. We're talking $5,000 to $15,000. Many of these classes are led by people that are mentees of mine who just got out of college, have no practical skills at all. You're not going to learn anything but what's in the book. Um, so take that with what you will. Granted, I have some great mentees that are really smart, but they also don't have any real world experience and they're not going to teach you what you could learn from a seasoned professional. The intense pace is crazy. They try to lump in a whole bunch of stuff very, very quick. Long-term retention is basically zero. You're just not going to retain things. Your limited practical experience, job placement concerns. We talked about the places that say 100% job placement. That may be factual, but they will burn you to the ground. It's not something that you want. Um, they focus on the certifications above understanding. I can tell you, as somebody who's been interviewing people the last year, a lot of technical people have lost the core ability to troubleshoot. Basic skills in troubleshooting are required for this job and will be required for any job interview. Being able to take a problem, dissect it, look at it from multiple angles, and kind of spin it around, so to speak, is really, really important. And boot camps teach you none of that. An alternative to boot camps is your traditional cyber degree. I mean, you can go to Western Government University. I think that's what it's called. A lot of my mentees go there. It's relatively inexpensive for a college. I've heard nothing but solid things. I've seen some of the curriculum. It's great. I see no real issues with doing that. It's a better investment in your time and money, and you will actually learn things. You'll gain critical knowledge and a broader foundation that you can build upon. The other thing is professional certifications. Get your A plus, get your Security plus, get your CompTIA. You can also get a CISSP without the experience if somebody will vouch for you, which is basically, I forget what they call it, but basically it's a really good way to kind of open the door to things. It's also very expensive, so it may not be worth your time, but it will open opportunities. It will not get you jobs. Self-directed learning. This is how I learned. This is how many of us learned. Breaking stuff, building labs, playing in your own environment, um, and it doesn't cost you anything. Uh, Google has a ton of certificates that you can get. Other companies have a ton of certificates you can get. I cannot stress enough, certificates will not get you a job. They might get you an interview. And I say might because there's a lot of people who are doing boot camps right now because they got nothing else going on. Why not? They're unemployed. They're trying to knock out a bunch of certs. Maybe it'll open a door. I did 9 or 10 certificates on online before I got a new job just because I was bored. But that doesn't mean anything. That's not what finds you a job. What finds you a job is relationships. What finds you a job is volunteering. What finds you a job is mentoring and helping other people and sharing your knowledge. When I look for a good candidate, especially for an entry level role, I am not looking for someone who has this huge breadth of security for entry level. I'm looking at someone who thinks critically, who can answer questions clearly, who can explain complex situations very easily. And if you don't have a core understanding of what you're explaining, it will be impossible for you to explain it in simple terms. If you don't understand the concepts of network topology, if you don't understand what a firewall is, you are not going to be able to explain it to me in a way that anyone can understand. And that is a very, very important soft skill within cyber, is to explain really complex things in a really easy way. So please, before you pay for a boot camp, look at the just ridiculous amounts of free options there are. ISC Squared offers certificates that cost absolutely nothing. Meet with your local ISC Squared chapter group or ISC2 or whatever the heck they're called now. My buddy Walter's probably watching this and he's going, "Rrr." But like the reality is there's a lot of free stuff out there. You don't need money to get into cyber. You need patience, time, an understanding of the technology. It's going to take you a year or two or more to get into cyber. It took me damn near a decade of working tech jobs and doing tech before I was able to get into cybersecurity. But again, I have no experience. At that time, I had no certificates. Hell, I even had a high school education and no college degree. I took the hard road. Doesn't mean you have to, but I'm saying it's going to take time. And anyone who tells you that they have a shortcut is lying to you. Anyone who tells you that you can do it faster or you can get things done quicker and you can do this and that and just score a job is lying to you. It does not work that way. So, wishing you all an amazing new year, hoping all my inspiring cybersecurity professionals land some entry-level gigs. Keep in mind too that 80, 90, $100,000 six-figure salary that they promised you does not exist unless you are the best of the best of the best. I will tell you, I have helped negotiate salaries in the two to $400,000 range for people that are better than me at age 20 who have been doing this since they were like 12 years old, right? They just live, they love, they breathe it, and their mind is just totally different. If you are a normal person and not amazing, you are not going to find that job for making that much money. Your entry level roles are going to be around 45 to around 65. You might be able to get 80 if it's a larger company, but that's about it. And it's going to take you a while to get to six figures. You know, you can make almost as much as a barista. Starbucks pays well. So just keep those things in mind. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Check out the podcast. It's a bowtiesecurityguy.com. It'll take you to the podcast, and it basically security professionals talking about what the job is like. So if you're an inspiring cybersecurity person, please don't go the boot camp route. Take the time that it requires you to succeed and do the work. Good luck out there.